Alright, let's talk about some things that are important as we get a little older. I'm Dr. Thomas Miller, and I want to chat with you about maintaining a healthy and fulfilling life, especially when it comes to intimacy and overall well-being. One of the first things people often wonder about is how their sex drive might change after 60. The truth is, it can vary quite a bit from person to person, but there are definitely things you can do to help maintain a healthy libido. Lifestyle plays a huge role. Regular exercise is fantastic, and so is getting enough rest. It might sound simple, but taking vacations is incredibly important. You know, it's surprising, but a large percentage of Americans don't take the vacation time they've earned. That kind of stress can really take a toll. I was just speaking with a patient, let's call her Mary. She mentioned that her partner needs medication to help with erectile dysfunction, and she's experiencing dryness since menopause. It's a common situation, and it's important to address it openly. First and foremost, a good relationship is key. Do you and your partner enjoy doing things together? Exercising, sharing hobbies, or simply spending quality time? It's important to nurture that connection and have things in common. There are also some supplements that may help support circulation, which is important for overall health. But really, these things are most effective when combined with a healthy lifestyle. It's important to start thinking about these things long before you turn 60, but it's certainly never too late to make positive changes. The sooner you prioritize your health, the better your quality of life will be as you age. I know many of you, like me, want to stay active and engaged throughout your lives. You want to travel, socialize, and enjoy a good quality of life. It's all about vibrant living and taking care of yourself. Now, when it comes to eating well, it's important to have the right mindset. Eating well doesn't mean you can eat anything you want just because you can afford it. That kind of thinking can lead to problems down the road. Instead, focus on a plant-based diet, regular walks, and exercise. Take proactive steps to ensure you can continue doing the things you love. Retirement is something many people look forward to, but it can also be a source of stress. I've known many people who never truly retired, and they lived long, fulfilling lives. Maybe we need to rethink our approach to work and how much stuff we really need in our lives. Ultimately, what's truly important? It's having yourself, a family you care about, and the ability to stay healthy. And most importantly, setting a good example for your loved ones. Now, let's talk about bone health. There was a study that suggested vegans might have a higher risk of bone fractures. In my experience, that's not necessarily true. When you look at the rates of osteoporosis around the world, they're highest in Western countries where people consume a lot of dairy. The calcium in cow's milk is very concentrated, and in some ways, it can actually deplete calcium from your bones. I'm from Sweden, and while we are tall, we also have a lot of osteoporosis. If you're vegan, it's especially important to get enough calcium from plant-based sources and engage in weight-bearing exercises. Lifting weights is one of the best ways to build and maintain bone density. Another question I often get is about how to deal with medical radiation exposure from things like X-rays. And going back to osteoporosis for a moment, it's worth repeating that all those ads promoting dairy for calcium might not be telling the whole story. It can actually have the opposite effect. So, what can we do about radiation? Saunas, especially far-infrared saunas, can be very helpful. They heat you from the inside out, promoting sweating and detoxification. You can also take baths with sea salt and baking soda. Baking soda is great for helping to remove toxins. Add a cup of sea salt, a pound of baking soda, and some aromatherapy oils to your bath and soak for a while. Of course, a diet rich in whole, unprocessed foods is essential. Another thing we do here is wheatgrass implants. We take wheatgrass juice and administer it rectally, which helps to cleanse the colon and support the liver, your body's primary detoxification organ. It's an amazing way to support overall health.